Can you feel the ground shaking? It isn't an earthquake, it is the synchronized stomping of the global BTS army, a force of nature that has conquered music charts, social media algorithms, and now apparently, in the rigid steel vaults of the American banking system. Imagine the scenario. BigHit drops the tour dates, the adrenaline spikes, the panic sets in, you check your savings account, and the number staring back at you is a tragedy. But what if I told you that the financial landscape has shifted beneath our feet? What if the stiff suit-wearing titans of Wall Street finally realize that the safest investment in the world isn't gold or oil, but the undying loyalty of a K-pop fandom? We are about to dive into a rabbit hole that sounds like fiction, but feels like destiny. We have uncovered a list that defies logic: financial institutions that have allegedly cracked the code, offering lifelines, presale loopholes, and credit lines specifically tailored for the ticket war. Is it true that a major credit union secretly weighs Weverse activity in their approval algorithm? Which banking giant is rumored to have a Borahai clause in their low-interest personal loan terms? And who is the dark horse in the financial world currently holding the keys to the ultimate VIP soundcheck experience? Prepare your wallets and guard your hearts, because we are about to unlock the vault. This is the countdown you didn't know you needed, revealing the financial architects behind the purple ocean. Are you ready to secure the bag to secure the ticket? Number 10. Discover Bank, the orange giant turning purple, the unsung hero of the student section. We begin our descent into the financial rabbit hole with a name that usually screams cashback and sensible student credit, but has recently whispered a different tune to the millions of fans desperate for a disparate fine SPAC. One glimpse of the bulletproof Boy Scouts. It starts not with a bang, but with a terrifying notification on your phone. BTS World Tour confirmed. The blood drains from your face. Your heart hammers against your ribs like a drum in a marching band. You check your bank account, and the reality hits you harder than the bass drop in Mic Drop. You are broke. Enter number 10 on our list, the unassuming yet secretly strategic Discover Bank, specifically their personal loan division, which has achieved a cult-like status among the younger demographic of the army for reasons that go far beyond simple interest rates. While they haven't painted their logo purple just yet, the streets are talking, and the forums are buzzing with the legend of the same-day decision. You see, in the cutthroat world of Ticketmaster queues, where the difference between a VIP soundcheck package and a nosebleed seat behind a pillar is a matter of seconds, speed is the only currency that matters. Discover has inadvertently positioned itself as the emergency ticket fund for the fandom because of their streamlined, almost algorithmic empathy towards thin-file borrowers. We are talking about a bank that was historically built on serving the underserved, the students, the people building their credit from scratch. Sound familiar? It mirrors the very underdog story of BTS themselves, rising from a small company to conquer the world. The narrative among fans suggests that during the last chaotic ticketing cycle, Discover's approval algorithms seem to exhibit a peculiar leniency towards applicants listing travel and entertainment as their reason for borrowing, specifically in the weeks leading up to tour announcements. Is it a coincidence? Or is there a sophisticated AI somewhere in the headquarters recognizing that an army with a loan is the safest bet in the world because they will work 3 jobs to pay it back rather than tarnish their honor? Let's dig into the gritty details that make this option a contender. We aren't just talking about money, we are talking about the lack of origination fees. Imagine this, you take out a $3,000 loan to cover flights, hotels, and that coveted floor seat. Most banks would take a slice of that right off the top, leaving you short for the merchandise line. Discover doesn't. They give you the full amount. That is the difference between buying an army bomb and waving a glow stick from the dollar store. Furthermore, the flexibility is key. They offer repayment terms that stretch out, allowing fans to breathe. Picture a fan. Let's call her Sarah, a junior in college. She has no collateral, just a part-time job and a dream. She applies at 9 a.m. By 12 p.m., the funds are pending. By the time the presale code drops, she is armed and dangerous. This accessibility has turned the orange card into a badge of honor in certain Discord servers. But it goes deeper. There is an emotional component here. Financial advisors will tell you it is foolish to take a loan for a concert. They will talk about APR and compound interest. But Discover seems to understand the YOLO economy better than the stuffy suits at the bigger legacy banks. They market to the dreamers. When you read the fine print of their personal loan marketing, it often highlights life events and making memories. What is a bigger memory than screaming spring day with 50,000 other people under a starlit sky? This emotional alignment is why they sit at number 10. They aren't explicitly shouting BTS loan from the rooftops, but their product design fits the army struggle like a glove. And let's not forget the cashback debit account. While we are focusing on loans, the savvy fan uses the loan to buy the ticket, then funnels the repayment through the cashback debit to earn 1% back, effectively discounting the interest rate. It is financial gymnastics, and the army are Olympians. The rumored army tier of approval is likely just a reflection of the bank's desire to capture the youth market, but the timing is always suspicious. Whenever a comeback is rumored, Discover's ads for personal loans seem to spike on social media platforms frequented by K-pop stans. Is it targeted marketing? Absolutely. Is it effective? Devastatingly so. The sheer volume of anecdotes involving fans who discovered they could afford the tour thanks to this bank is staggering. It brings up the age-old question of value. Is the debt worth the moment? For the thousands who utilize this specific financial pathway, the answer is a resounding yes. They provided the liquidity when the thirst was highest. They didn't ask for a house deed, they just asked for a credit score that wasn't a total disaster. In the grand tapestry of the purple economy, Discover serves as the entry-level gatekeeper, the friendly neighbor who lends you the cash so you don't miss the bus. They might not offer the VIP concierge service of the banks higher on this list, and they might not have a purple credit card design yet, but for the desperate, the hopeful, and the determined, they offered the one thing money usually can't buy. A chance to be part of the ocean, a chance to be part of history, and for that, they secure their spot as the 10th most crucial financial pillar for the BTS army. But hold on tight, because while Discover is for the everyday soldier, the next bank on our list takes things to a level of corporate synergy that will make your head spin. We are moving from personal loans to exclusive access, and the stakes are about to get much, much higher. Number 9. Capital One, the Viking of Venture, the financial compass for the global pilgrimage. If number 10 was about scraping together the cash for a seat, number 9 is about the odyssey, the journey, the great migration of the purple souls across state lines and oceans. For we are not just talking about a concert anymore, we are talking about a pilgrimage. When the tour dates drop, you don't just look at your local stadium, you look at the map of the entire United States, calculating flight paths from JFK to LAX, checking Airbnb prices in Las Vegas, and realizing that your love for BTS is about to cost you the equivalent of a small sedan. This is where Capital One enters the arena, swinging its heavy venture sword and slashing through the barriers of travel finance with a ferocity that rivals the rap line in Cypher PT. 4. You know the slogan, what's in your wallet? But for the army in the throes of tour fever, the question is, what is the credit limit in your wallet? And will it cover a round-trip ticket to Chicago during peak season? Capital One secures the 9th spot not just for being a bank, but for being a logistical partner in the madness of the Purple Road trip. While other banks see unusual activity, when you suddenly book a hotel in a city you've never visited and buy 4 light sticks, Capital One's fraud detection seems to possess a sophisticated, almost supernatural understanding of the K-pop itinerary. Legend has it that during the chaotic permission to dance on stage era, while other cards were getting declined left and right due to suspicious rapid transactions, Capital One cards were swiping through with the grace of Jimin on a contemporary dance floor. Why? Because they have positioned themselves as the Bank of Time's experiences asterisk. They understand that for this generation, ownership of goods is secondary to the ownership of moments. Let's talk about the specific financial instrument that has the fandom whispering in hushed tones, the Capital One Entertainment Portal and the credit lines attached to it. While technically available to the public, the sheer volume of BTS-related traffic has turned it into an unofficial army playground. The bank offers access to ticket pre-sales for various events, but it is their flexible financing on travel rewards cards that acts as a hidden loan mechanism. Imagine this scenario. You are a barista in Seattle. BTS announces a residency in Los Angeles. You don't have $2,000 cash, but you have a Capital One Venture card. The bank effectively loans you the miles and the money up front, allowing you to erase the travel purchase later or pay it off over time with a variable APR that, while not free, is often far more forgiving than a payday loan shark. It is a sophisticated game of travel now, pay later that appeals directly to the YOLO spirit of the fandom. But the rabbit hole goes deeper. Have you ever walked into a Capital One cafe? These aren't just banks. They are hipster coffee shops disguised as financial institutions. During tour season, eyewitness accounts from cities like Santa Clara and Pasadena describe these cafes turning into makeshift war rooms. Fans gather with their laptops, utilizing the high-speed Wi-Fi, which is often more stable than their home connection, to enter the ticketing queue, while Capital One ambassadors, often young, savvy, and suspiciously knowledgeable about Weverse, help them navigate credit line increases on the spot. Yes, you heard that right. There are stories of fans walking up to a genius at the counter, explaining that they need an extra $500 on their limit times right now times because the queue is moving, and getting an approval before the progress bar hits 100%. Is this official policy? The bank would probably say it's case by case, but the streets call it the Borahai bypass. It creates an emotional bond. When a bank saves you from the heartbreak of a card declined message at the critical moment of purchase, they don't just earn your interest payments, they earn your loyalty. They become part of the memory. Furthermore, let's analyze the savor aspect. The tour isn't just tickets, it's food, it's merchandise, it's Uber rides. Capital One's reward structure, which heavily favors dining and entertainment, acts as a continuous rebate loan. You spend $100 on merchandise, you get a percentage back, effectively lowering the cost of the capital you just borrowed. It is financial alchemy. Critics might argue that this encourages debt, and they aren't entirely wrong. The edu part of this entertainment is a warning. Interest rates are real, and the post-concert depression is often matched by the post-concert bill. However, for the fan who treats the BTS tour as their annual vacation, their spiritual retreat, and their family reunion all rolled into one, Capital One provides the liquidity to make the logistics possible. They are the bridge between "I wish I could go" and "I am standing at the gate." There is also the rumor, unconfirmed, yet persistent, that Capital One is eyeing a direct partnership for future K-pop festivals, potentially offering 0% APR financing specifically for festival packages. If this turns out to be true, they might shoot up to number 1 on this list in the future. But for now, they sit at number 9, the reliable, travel-savvy companion that ensures when the boys ask, "Are you ready to fly?" your bank account doesn't clip your wings. They monetize the migration, yes, but they also facilitate the dream, proving that in the economy of emotions, the bank that travels with you is the bank that wins. As we move closer to the top, however, the financial tools become less about credit cards and more about institutional recognition of the army as a legitimate economic superpower. Who is next? Who has dared to build a vault specifically for the Purple Ocean? The answer might surprise you as we leave the world of travel and enter the realm of something much more community-focused. Number 8. SoFi, the digital temple of the West, the landlord of the Purple Ocean. If number 9 was about the journey to the concert, number 8 is about the destination itself, a name that is etched into the history books of the BTS fandom forever. We are transporting you back to late 2021. The world was waking up from a long hibernation. The silence was deafening. And then, the announcement came. Asterisk permission to dance on stage, LA asterisk. The venue? SoFi Stadium. For 4 glorious nights, that architectural marvel in Inglewood wasn't just a sports arena. It was the beating heart of the global music industry, a glowing purple spaceship that housed the dreams of millions. But here is the plot twist that savvy financial navigators realized amidst the hysteria. SoFi isn't just a stadium name, it is a bank. A neobank, to be precise, that has aggressively positioned itself as the financier of the future and by proxy, the financier of the army. Sitting comfortably at number 8 is SoFi, Social Finance, a financial institution that secures its spot not just for its loan products, but for a physical perk that caused absolute chaos in the best way possible during those legendary concert dates. Let's break down the SoFi effect. While other banks offer you points or miles, SoFi offered something far more valuable to a fan who has been standing in the California sun for 8 hours. Asterisk. Access asterisk. During the BTS residency and subsequent concerts at the venue, cardholders and members of SoFi were granted access to the SoFi Member Express entry. Imagine the scene, a sea of thousands of fans, a winding snake of humanity stretching for miles around the block. The tension is palpable, the heat is rising, and there, to the side, is a velvet rope, a shimmering lane of privilege. All you had to do was flash your SoFi app or debit card, and you were whisked through a dedicated entrance, bypassing the gridlock. For an army, this isn't just a convenience, it is a tactical advantage. It means getting to the merch booth before the limited edition hoodies sell out. It means getting to your seat for the sound check without having a panic attack in the security line. This singular perk turned SoFi from a boring finance app into a must-have concert accessory overnight. But let's look at the money, because you can't enter the express lane if you can't afford the ticket. SoFi's personal loan division is the engine room here. They market themselves to Henry's high earners, not rich yet. This demographic overlap with the older, working sector of the BTS army is almost a perfect circle. We are talking about the corporate armies, the ones with decent jobs, but perhaps a cash flow problem when a $5,000 resale ticket drops on a Tuesday. SoFi's personal loans are famous for their speed and their lack of origination fees. Unlike traditional banks that nip at your heels with hidden costs, SoFi operates with a transparency that resonates with a fandom that prides itself on truth and authenticity. You request $4,000 for the trip of a lifetime. You get $4,000. The interest rates are competitive, often beating out credit cards significantly. If you are going to go into debt for the boys, doing it at 8% APR is significantly smarter than doing it at 24% APR on a department store card. Furthermore, they offer unemployment protection. If you lose your job, perhaps because you called in sick one too many times to stream music videos, SoFi will temporarily pause your loan payments and help you find a new job. It is a level of empathy that feels strangely aligned with the "you never walk alone" ethos. The narrative around SoFi in the fandom is one of refinancing the passion. Many fans use SoFi not just to buy tickets, but to consolidate the debt they racked up from buying albums and merchandise earlier in the year, clearing the slate just in time for the tour. It is a cycle of financial maintenance fueled by a digital-first bank that feels like it speaks the same language as the digital-first fandom. The app is sleek, fast, and crashes far less often than Ticketmaster. During the LA shows, the synergy was undeniable. You had the boys on stage shouting, "Make some noise, SoFi!" and thousands of fans in the audience literally holding the bank's card in their pockets. It was a subliminal marketing masterpiece. The bank didn't have to explicitly say, "We love BTS," they just had to host the housewarming party. There are even whispers in the deep financial forums that SoFi's approval algorithms weigh educational, professional trajectory heavily, which benefits the highly educated demographic of the fandom, the doctors, lawyers, and engineers who trade their scrubs for purple hoodies on the weekend. They see the potential income, not just the current bank balance. For offering a literal fast track into the sanctuary of music, and for providing a fee-free liquidity pool that treated fans like investors rather than risks, SoFi stands tall at number 8. But as we leave the physical stadium and the express lanes behind, we must turn our attention to the virtual world. The next bank on our list has tapped into the digital ecosystem in a way that is almost terrifyingly efficient, bridging the gap between buy now, pay later, and the instant gratification of the drop. Who is holding the keys to the checkout button? The countdown continues. Number 7. PayPal Credit, Synchrony Bank, the invisible savior of the checkout cart, the ninja of the pay later revolution. We have arrived at number 7, and we are leaving the physical world of plastic cards and brick-and-mortar branches to enter the ether, the digital slipstream where the battle for tickets is truly won or lost. If the previous banks were the heavy artillery, number 7 is the sniper-silent, deadly fast, and often the difference between a confirmed order screen and a lifetime of regret. We are talking about the financial phantom that lives inside your phone, the blue button that glows like a beacon of hope when your time on the Ticketmaster countdown is ticking away. PayPal Credit, backed by the powerhouse that is Synchrony Bank. You might be thinking, wait, is this a bank? Oh, absolutely. Synchrony is the financial engine behind this digital wallet, and for the BTS army, this specific virtual credit line has become the secret weapon of the ticket war veterans. Let's set the scene, shall we? It is the day of the general sale. You have survived the queue. You have 2,000 people ahead of you, then 500, then you are in. You grab 2 floor seats. The total comes to $850. The timer starts 10, 9:59. Your hands are shaking so badly you can't type your 16-digit Visa card number without making a typo. One typo and you lose the tickets. This is where PayPal Credit swoops in. One click, Face ID, confirmed. No typing, no fumbling, just pure, unadulterated speed. But the speed is just the appetizer. The main course is the financing model that feels tailor-made for the sporadic, high-cost nature of K-pop fangirling. The legendary no interest if paid in full in 6 months on purchases of $99 or more is the specific clause that lands them at number 7. Think about the economics of a tour announcement. It usually happens suddenly. You haven't saved up. A traditional loan takes days to approve. PayPal Credit is instant. If you already have the account, you have the credit line. You buy the ticket today, and you have half a year to pay it off without paying a single cent in interest. It is effectively a free loan, a financial time machine that allows you to enjoy the concert in May and finish paying for it in November. For the army who works a gig economy job or relies on a monthly stipend, this cash flow management is a godsend. It transforms a frightening $1,000 lump sum into manageable $160 monthly slices. But we must go deeper into the underground economy of the fandom to understand why this bank is truly beloved. We have to talk about the resale market. The sad reality is that many fans don't get tickets from the official vendor. They have to venture into the wild west of Twitter, X, Facebook Marketplace, or Discord to buy from other humans. This is a dangerous place, full of scammers and scalpers. Here, PayPal isn't just a lender, it is a bodyguard. The goods and services protection is the only thing standing between a desperate fan and a stolen bank account. If you take a loan from a traditional bank and hand cash to a scammer, that money is gone. If you use your PayPal credit line to pay via goods and services and the seller ghosts you, you have a massive disputes team ready to fight to get your money back. It acts as an insured loan. This dual-function financing plus insurance is something no standard personal loan offers. It gives the fan the confidence to say yes to that reseller offering a P1 ticket, knowing that if things go south, their financial future isn't ruined. And let's not forget the Weaver Shop integration. Before you can even buy the ticket, you need the Army membership to get the presale code. Where do you buy the membership? Weverse. What is the smoothest payment method on Weverse? PayPal. It is an ecosystem. The Bank of Synchrony has effectively integrated itself into every step of the fan journey, from buying the light stick, to buying the membership, to securing the ticket, to buying the plane ticket. There is also a psychological element to the Pay in 4 feature, a younger sibling to the main credit line. Seeing a $600 ticket broken down into 4 payments of $150 triggers a girl math or boy math response in the brain that makes the purchase feel justifiable, almost responsible. It's just $150 today. You tell yourself, ignoring the fact that you have 3 more payments looming. But in the heat of the moment, that psychological cushion is what allows the fan to press buy instead of hesitating and losing the seat. Critics call it a debt trap. Fans call it the purple lifeline. There are countless threads on Reddit where veteran fans advise newbies. Set up your PayPal credit times before the sale starts. It is part of the bootcamp training. It is the digital armor you wear into battle. While it lacks the physical prestige of a black card or the lounge access of a premium travel card, its ubiquity and integration into the very infrastructure of the internet make it indispensable. It is the bank that is everywhere and nowhere at the same time. It doesn't judge you for buying a ticket to a concert in a different continent. It just asks, do you want to pay for this over 6 months? And for the army, staring at the screen with tears in their eyes and hope in their hearts, the answer is always unequivocally yes. So, for saving thousands of carts from expiration and for providing an interest-free bridge to the best night of our lives, PayPal Credit by Synchrony Bank locks in the 7th spot. But be warned, as we climb higher, we are moving away from the digital shadows and stepping into the blinding lights of the major financial powerhouses who are starting to realize that Borahai translates to billions. Who is next? Number 6. Citibank. Citibank, the keeper of the historic field, the architect of the flex loan strategy. Number 6 is not just a bank, it is a monument to one of the most significant nights in BTS history, and for that reason alone, it commands a reverence in the Army financial playbook that other institutions simply cannot buy. We are talking about Citibank, the massive global powerhouse that gave its name to Citi Field in New York, the very site where BTS became the first Korean act to sell out a stadium in the United States. Do you remember that night? The sea of army bombs illuminating the New York sky? Jimin crying during the endingment? It wasn't just a concert, it was a coronation. And unconsciously, every time an army swipes a Citi card, there is a faint, ghostly echo of that night. But we aren't here for nostalgia alone. We are here for the Citi Flex Loan, a specific financial tool that has saved countless fans from the brink of ticketing disaster. Let's dissect the genius of this product. Unlike a traditional personal loan that requires a hard credit pull, a frantic application, and days of waiting, the Citi Flex Loan lives quietly inside your existing credit card app. It allows you to take a portion of your credit limit and transform it into a fixed-rate loan with a set repayment schedule instantly. Picture this. The tour dates drop at 8 a.m. You have a Citi Double Cash card with a $5,000 limit, but you know you can't pay off a $2,000 VIP package in full next month, and you are terrified of the crushing 25% APR. With a few taps on your phone, you activate a flex loan for that amount. The money is instantly available to spend. You secure the ticket. You are now paying a significantly lower fixed interest rate over 12 or 24 months, rather than the exorbitant variable credit card rate. It is a loan on demand that requires no approval process because you were already approved years ago. For the army who needs speed and certainty, this is a tactical nuke. But the real reason Citi sits at number 6 is the legendary Citi Entertainment Program. In the hierarchy of ticketing, the Citi card member presale is the holy grail. Before the general public sale, which is a war zone, and often alongside the fan club presale, Citi cardholders get their own dedicated block of tickets. This isn't just about money, this is about probability. By having a Citi card and the loan attached to it, you are statistically increasing your chances of securing a ticket by participating in a less crowded sale. I have seen threads on Twitter where fans are begging their parents, "Do you have a card with the blue ARC logo?" just to get that pre-sale code. It turns the bank into a family heirloom of sorts. Furthermore, let's talk about the Simplicity card. If the Flex loan isn't your style, Citi offers the Simplicity card, which is famous for its staggeringly long 0% intro APR on balance transfers and purchases sometimes up to 21 months. This is effectively a nearly 2-year interest-free loan. Think about the math. A $1,000 ticket spread over 21 months is less than $50 a month. That is the price of 2 takeout coffees. By breaking down the monumental cost of a tour experience into microscopic, manageable payments without the punishment of interest, Citi enables the broke but happy lifestyle that defines so much of fandom culture. The bank's algorithm seems to favor those with established credit histories, making it the weapon of choice for the Uni and Hyung line of the fandom, the older fans who have played the game long enough to know that preparation is key. There is also a global aspect to this. Citi is everywhere. For the armies traveling to see shows in Europe or Asia, having a bank with a global footprint provides a safety net that a local credit union cannot. But, ultimately, it comes back to that night at Citi Field. When you walk into a branch or log into the app, you are engaging with the brand that hosted the moment BTS proved the West wrong. It is a subliminal emotional alliance. They provided the stage, we provided the noise. And now, they provide the loans to keep the noise going. While other banks might offer lower rates or flashier apps, Citi offers the prestige of history and the brute force of the presale code, making it an essential, non-negotiable tool in the arsenal of the serious ticket hunter. If you want to avoid the nosebleeds and aim for the barricade, you need a bank that opens doors, not just wallets. Citi is that doorman. Number 5. Chase Bank, JP Morgan Chase, the Sapphire Shield, the titan of the My Chase Plan defense. We have cracked the top 5, and the atmosphere has shifted from scrambling for cash to strategic financial warfare. If the previous banks were the infantry, number 5 is the heavy cavalry, armored in blue titanium and wielding a reputation that echoes through the canyons of Wall Street. We are talking about the bank that created a status symbol so heavy it makes a literal clank when you drop it on the table at a post-concert dinner. This is Chase Bank, specifically the cult of the Sapphire Reserve and Preferred, but more importantly for the cash-strapped fan, it is the home of the My Chase plan. Why does this banking giant sit at number 5? Because it introduced a feature that fundamentally changed how the Army manages the catastrophic financial damage of a stadium tour. Picture the scene. It is 3 a.m. You are delirious. You managed to cart a gold soundcheck package. The price? A staggering $800 per ticket, plus fees, plus taxes. The total hits $2,000. Your checking account screams in agony, but you press buy because you love them. The next morning, the buyer's remorse, or rather, bank account panic, sets in. This is where Chase steps in like a knight in shining armor. With the My Chase Plan feature, you can log into the app, select that terrifying $2,000 transaction, and with a single click, break it into fixed monthly payments for a set monthly fee, asterisk without times the compounding interest of a standard credit card balance. It is a loan in disguise, a buy now, pay later structure built directly into the infrastructure of America's largest bank. For the Army, this is the "Oops, I slipped and bought VIP" button. It allows you to segregate the tour expenses from your grocery bills, creating a psychological partition that makes the debt feel manageable, almost organized. You aren't drowning in debt, you are executing a payment plan. The semantics matter, but the rabbit hole of Chase goes much deeper than just payment splitting. We have to talk about the ultimate rewards ecosystem. In the world of the traveling fan, points are a currency more stable than Bitcoin. Chase's points are legendary because they transfer one-to-one to partners like Hyatt and United. Why does this matter? Because when BTS announces a show at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, hotel prices skyrocket by 400% in 10 minutes. The fan with a standard bank account is priced out. The fan with the Chase ecosystem transfers their points to Hyatt, booking a room that costs $800 a night for times $0 asterisk, effectively using their past spending to finance their current obsession. It is a form of loyalty arbitrage that the smartest fans have mastered. There are entire Discord channels dedicated to the Chase Gauntlet, teaching baby armies how to maximize their sign-up bonuses, often worth $750 to $1,000 in travel value just in time for a Duck and TB ARMI's tour announcement. That sign-up bonus acts as a grant, a free injection of capital that covers the flight to the concert city. It is free money if you play the game right. And let's discuss the fraud protection. Fans know the terror of trying to buy tickets on a Korean site like Interpark or Weverse Global, only to have their local credit union block the transaction because spending $100 in Seoul at 2 a.m. seems suspicious. Chase, with its massive global dataset, seems to understand that its customers are citizens of the world. The approval rate for cross-border transactions during BTS fan club presales is rumored to be higher with Chase Sapphire cards than almost any other issuer. They know you are an army before you even tell them. There is also a certain prestige to it. Flash the blue metal card at the merch line and there is a nod of recognition from other fans. Ah, you are paying for this with points, aren't you? It's a secret handshake. But the exclusivity is also its downside, the infamous 5/24 rule. You can't get approved if you've opened too many cards recently. Makes getting into the Chase ecosystem a challenge, adding to its allure. It is the VIP section of banking. You have to earn your spot. But once you are in, and you are sitting in the Chase Sapphire Lounge at the airport while waiting for your flight to the concert, sipping free champagne and charging your phone, you realize, oh, this isn't just banking. This is tour support. This is logistical dominance. Chase provides the shield that protects you from the harsh reality of travel costs and interest rates, allowing you to focus on what really matters, the fanchant. They have successfully gamified debt and rewards into a system that feels like a quest, and for a fandom that loves deciphering clues and completing missions, Chase is the ultimate financial RPG. They hold the number 5 spot firmly, the heavy hitter that turns a chaotic trip into a curated experience. But as we move to the top 4, we are about to encounter banks that are getting even more specific, institutions that are practically whispering Borahai in their terms and conditions. Who could possibly beat the Blue Titan? The countdown is getting hotter. Number 4, American Express, the Centurion's Promise, the golden key to the front of the line. Number 4 is American Express, and if you listen closely to the whispers in the most exclusive group chats of the BTS army, you will hear this name spoken with a reverence usually reserved for the members themselves. Why? Because while other banks lend you money, Amex lends you times power asterisk. We have to start with the elephant in the room, the legendary, the mythical, the absolute game changer, the American Express card member presale. In the hierarchy of Ticketmaster, which is essentially a digital Hunger Games, the Amex presale is the equivalent of being airlifted out of the arena before the cannon even fires. When a tour is announced, there is often a specific block of tickets, sometimes the best seats in the house, the floor seats, the lower bowl views that are contractually locked away. They are invisible to the Visa cardholders. They are ghosts to the MasterCard users. But to the holder of an Amex, they are there, glowing in blue on the seat map, waiting to be claimed. This access creates an intense emotional bond. I know fans who have opened an Amex card solely for this feature, treating the annual fee not as a banking cost, but as a BTS subscription fee. It is the price of admission to the sanctuary. But let's get to the loan aspect, because access is useless if you are broke. This is where American Express's Planet feature enters the narrative as the unsung hero of the purple economy. Unlike a traditional loan where you have to apply, wait, and sign your life away, Planet lives natively in the Amex app. It allows you to select a large purchase, say, that $3,500 splurge for 2 VIP soundcheck packages, and instantly split it into monthly installments for a fixed monthly fee, and most importantly, asterisk, zero interest asterisk. Read that again, 0 interest. You are paying a flat fee, which is often negligible compared to the 20% plus APR you'd face on a revolving balance. It is a microloan on demand. The psychological relief this provides is indescribable. You are standing in the stadium, the lights go down, the intro VCR starts playing, and you aren't thinking about the crushing debt. You are thinking, I have 12 months to pay this off, and I know exactly how much it will cost me. It brings order to the chaos. It allows the fan to budget for joy without sacrificing their future. Furthermore, let's talk about the pay over time limit. Amex charge cards, like the Gold and Platinum, historically didn't have a hard spending limit in the traditional sense, which meant they wouldn't decline you for going over your limit when you tried to buy tickets for you and your 4 best friends. The pay over time feature effectively turns that charge card into a lending vehicle, giving you the flexibility to carry a balance when the comeback schedule gets too intense for your paycheck to handle. But the allure of Amex goes beyond the mechanics. It is about times protection asterisk. The purchase protection offered by Amex is legendary. In the murky waters of ticket resale, where scams are as common as Selcas, having Amex on your side is like having a legal team in your pocket. If you buy a ticket that turns out to be fake, or if the merchant ghosts you, Amex is famous for its customer-first dispute resolution. They don't ask you to prove you are innocent, they assume you are right and fight the merchant for you. For a young fan navigating the terrifying world of high-value transactions, this safety net is worth its weight in gold. And we cannot ignore the concierge. For Platinum cardholders, there is the concierge service. While they can't magically conjure tickets out of thin air, though rumors persist that they have pulled off miracles for sold-out shows, they can handle the logistics that break a fan's spirit. Need a hotel reservation in a city that is 99% booked because 50,000 armies just descended on it? The concierge has connections. Need a restaurant reservation for a post-concert celebration at 1 a.m.? They can make the call. It creates a feeling of being a VIP, mirroring the main character energy that BTS encourages in their music. The membership rewards points are another layer of the loan ecosystem. You can pay with points for travel, effectively using your grocery spending from the last 2 years to subsidize your flight to Seoul. It is a closed-loop economy where your loyalty to the bank funds your loyalty to the band. The narrative here is one of partnership. Amex doesn't feel like a predatory lender. It feels like a rich uncle who slides you a black card and says, "Go have fun. Just pay me back later." They have successfully branded themselves as the card for entertainment, sponsoring festivals and events globally. When you see that blue box logo at the venue, offering a discount on merchandise or a dedicated entrance lane, yes, the Amex entrance is real at many venues. You feel a surge of validation. You made the smart choice. You prepared. You secured the bag. And in the end, that is what the top 4 is all about. Not just surviving the tour, but conquering it with style. American Express offers the tools to do just that, blending the brute force of a high credit line with the finesse of exclusive access, earning its place as the 4th most essential financial pillar for the BTS army. But hold on to your light sticks, because the top 3 are approaching, and we are about to enter the territory of banks that are revolutionizing the very concept of money for the digital generation. Number 3. Affirm, partnered with Cross River Bank, the sniper of the checkout screen, the king of girl math economics. Number 3 is the undisputed champion of the split-second decision, the financial entity that has arguably done more to fuel the frantic, high-stakes economy of BTS ticketing than any traditional brick-and-mortar institution in the last 5 years. Affirm, the face of the buy now, pay later revolution, backed by the regulatory power of Cross River Bank. While your parents might look for a bank with a marble lobby and a vault, the modern army looks for that friendly, rounded logo sitting right next to the place order button. Why does Affirm take the bronze medal in this prestigious countdown? Because they possess the one thing every other bank on this list lacks, *integration*. They are not an outsider looking in, they are inside the house. Affirm is the exclusive buy now, pay later partner for Ticketmaster in the United States. Let that sink in. When you are in the trenches of the ticket sale, battling the 2,000+ people ahead of you queue, trembling with adrenaline, and finally, miraculously secure 2 tickets to the Map of the Seoul tour, hypothetically speaking, or whatever the next era brings, you don't have time to open a new tab. You don't have time to log into your Chase app. You barely have time to breathe. Affirm is right there, offering a lifeline directly in the checkout flow. It is the financial equivalent of a medic patching you up on the battlefield so you can keep fighting. The genius of their loan for armies model lies in the soft pull technology. Traditional loans leave a bruise on your credit report, a hard inquiry that stays for 2 years. Affirm, in many cases, performs a soft inquiry to check your eligibility, meaning you can see if you are approved for that $1,500 loan without hurting your credit score just for looking. For the younger demographic of the Army college students, first jobbers, the broke but dedicated, this is a game changer. It removes the fear of rejection. It says, just check, it won't hurt. And once you check, and you see that the terrifying $600 ticket is actually just $52.45 a month, the psychology of the purchase shifts tectonically. This is where the girl math and boy math phenomenon kicks in. The brain stops seeing the total debt and starts seeing the monthly subscription to happiness. I spend $50 on coffee anyway. You rationalize, so this ticket is basically free. Affirm monetizes this rationalization. They have turned the loan application into a user experience feature, stripping away the shame of borrowing and replacing it with the sleek, modern aesthetic of a tech product. But we must dig deeper into the mechanics of why this is just for armies. The dynamic APR is the double-edged sword here. For some, the lucky ones with pristine credit, Affirm offers the holy grail, 0% APR. This is free money. This is a gift. You pay exactly the ticket price, just spread out over time. It is a loan that beats inflation. However, for many, the interest rate can climb, yet fans still choose it. Why? Because of the Times certainty asterisk. Unlike a credit card where the minimum payment fluctuates and the debt can drag on for decades, Affirm loans are simple interest. You know exactly how much you will pay, down to the penny, and exactly when you will be free. There are no late fees, a massive selling point, no compounding interest on interest, and no surprises. It appeals to the Army's desire for transparency. In a world where Ticketmaster hides fees until the last second, Affirm lays its cards on the table. You will pay $1,700 $632.40 total over 12 months. Take it or leave it. This honesty resonates. Furthermore, let's talk about the virtual card feature. Sometimes you aren't buying from Ticketmaster. Maybe you are buying from a Korean site for the global fan club membership or a third-party reseller. Affirm allows you to generate a one-time use virtual Visa card in their app. You load it with the loan amount and you use it like a regular debit card. This feature has saved countless fans who were trying to buy artist-made collections on Weverse Shop when their regular bank cards were flagging the transactions as international fraud. Affirm's virtual card acts as a burner phone for finance secure, temporary, and effective. The narrative of Affirm within the fandom is one of a secret weapon. Search Affirm BTS tickets on Twitter, X, or TikTok, and you will find tutorials, actual educational content made by fans teaching others how to pre-qualify before the sale starts. They advise setting up the account, verifying your identity, and knowing your spending power beforehand. It has become part of the ticketing ritual, just like clearing your cache and checking your internet speed. It is a financial tool that has been fully adopted into the culture of stanning. Critics will argue that it encourages impulse spending, and they are right. It is designed to reduce friction. But for the fan who has waited 3 years for a tour, who has streamed Butter for 48 hours straight, and who feels that seeing the boys live is a mental health necessity, the friction times the enemy. Affirm removes the friction. They provide the liquidity when the thirst is highest. They are the bridge between the empty bank account and the order-confirmed email. They sit at number 3, not because they are the biggest bank, but because they are the most relevant bank for the specific, high-pressure, time-sensitive nature of buying a BTS ticket in the modern age. They are the checkout assassin, the silent partner, and the enabler of dreams and debts. But as we move to the final 2, we must ask, is there a bank that offers even more? A bank that isn't just a feature, but a lifestyle? The countdown is approaching its climax, and the silver medalist is waiting in the wings with a proposition that changes the entire game. Number 2. Navy Federal Credit Union, the paradox of the purple uniform, the credit union that serves the wrong branch but funds the right mission. We have arrived at the silver medalist, and the irony is thick enough to cut with a butter knife. Yes, you read that correctly. Number 2 is Navy Federal Credit Union. But wait! I hear you scream from the barricades. We are the Army. Why would we bank with the Navy? Sit down, soldier, and let me explain the greatest plot twist in the financial history of fangirling. Navy Federal secures the second spot not because of its name, but in times, spite times of it, offering a suite of financial weaponry that is so perfectly tuned to the needs of the modern BTS fan that it feels like espionage. First, we must address the exclusivity factor. Just like the global official fan club membership, you cannot just sign up for Navy Federal. You have to be affiliated with the armed forces, the DoD, or, and here is the loophole that thousands of fans have exploited, be a family member of someone who is. This barrier to entry creates a community that is vetted, trusted, and incredibly distinct. It is a members-only club in the truest sense, but once you are inside the fortress, the magic happens. Let's talk about the personal expense loan. While commercial banks, the Chases and Citus of the world, have to answer to shareholders and keep their interest rates high to generate profit, Navy Federal is a not-for-profit cooperative. Their shareholders are times U**. This fundamental difference means their personal loan rates are often significantly lower than the national average. We are talking about the difference between a 15% APR and a 7% APR. On a $3,000 loan for a trip to see the boys in Seoul, that difference is the price of a round-trip plane ticket. It is pure mathematical superiority. The approval process for these loans is legendary within the community for its human touch. Stories abound on forums where fans explain, "I told the loan officer I needed the money for travel and cultural education, read BTS tour, and because my credit history with them was good, they approved it in minutes." They look at the relationship, not just the algorithm. It is this loyalty-based lending that resonates so deeply with a fandom that values loyalty above all else. But the rabbit hole goes deeper into the 24/7 battle rhythm. The BTS Army operates on KST, Korean Standard Time. We are awake when America is asleep. We are buying tickets at 4 a.m. We are streaming at 2 a.m. Most banks? Their customer service goes home at 5 p.m. If your card gets blocked for fraud because you tried to buy a membership on Weverse Global at 3 a.m. and you bank with a small local institution, you are doomed. You have to wait until morning. By morning, the tickets are gone. Navy Federal? They are built for the military. They are built for soldiers deployed in Okinawa, sailors stationed in Bahrain, and Marines in Germany. Their customer service is truly aggressively 24/7. They times expect times transactions from strange time zones. They times expect times global movement. When an army calls them at 3:30 a.m. in a panic because Interpark is rejecting their card, a human being picks up the phone, a human being who is trained to resolve issues for people under stress. This alignment of operational hours is the hidden superpower that puts Navy Federal at number 2. They are the only bank that is as awake as we are. Furthermore, let's discuss the pledge loan. This is a secret technique used by the Hyung line of financial planners in the fandom. You put your own savings up as collateral, take a loan against it at a tiny interest rate, often 2 to 3% above the savings rate, and pay it back to build massive credit. It allows young fans with thin files to artificially boost their credit scores in the months leading up to a tour announcement, ensuring that when the time comes to apply for a big travel loan or a premium credit card, they look like financial titans. It is a training ground. It is basic training for your wallet. There is also the mission aspect. The Army is known for its philanthropy, its one-in-an-army charity projects. Navy Federal's ethos of service mirrors this spirit. They are not a faceless corporation, they are a service organization. This shared value system creates a subtle emotional comfort. When you pay interest to Navy Federal, you know it's going back into the pool to help other members, possibly other fans. And let's not forget the sheer flex of the debit card. The green card or the flagship card has a weight to it. When you pull it out at a cup sleeve event, people ask, "Oh, is your dad in the service?" And you smile and say, "No, but my bank account is ready for war." It is the ultimate irony, the Navy providing the logistical support for the Army's greatest campaigns. They provide the liquidity, the low rates, the round-the-clock cover fire, and the security that allows the fan to focus on the objective, the concert. They might wear the wrong uniform name, but in the battle for tickets, Navy Federal has proven time and time again that they are the most reliable heavy artillery a fan can call upon. They are the silent giant, the sleeping dragon of the financial world that wakes up exactly when we need them. But if the Navy is number 2, who could possibly be number 1? Who is the king? Who is the emperor? We are about to reveal the ultimate financial weapon. The one bank that doesn't just understand the Army, but effectively times the Army in corporate form. The countdown ends now. Are you ready for the throne? Number 1. Woori America Bank, the bloodline of the Bangtan economy, the financial bridge to the motherland. Number 1 is the undisputed, spiritual, and logistical king of the purple economy, Woori America Bank. Woori, in Korean, it means us. It means we. It means our. And for the veteran Army, that name triggers a flood of memories. Jungkook in a trench coat, RM smiling with a smart banking app, the boys dancing in the Woori Bank commercials that played on a loop in our minds during the Love Yourself era. While it is a subsidiary of the Korean giant, Woori America Bank operates right here in the United States, in the heart of the cities where K-pop burns the brightest: Los Angeles, New York, New Jersey. Why does this specific bank take the gold medal? Because while Chase and Amex fight over your American dollars, Woori America acts as the portal to the endgame, the Seoul concert. Every Army knows that the ultimate dream is not seeing them in a stadium in Chicago, it is seeing them in the Olympic Stadium in Korea. And this is where American banking usually fails. You try to buy tickets on Interpark or Yes24 Global. You try to join the fan club. You try to buy the limited edition merchandise that only ships to Korean addresses. Your local credit union blocks the transaction. Fraud, they say. Why are you spending 150,000 won at 3 a.m.? Chase declines you. Wells Fargo locks your card. But Woori? Woori America knows. When their system sees a transaction from Seoul, it doesn't see a threat, it sees a pilgrimage. They are the green light in a world of red tape. Let's talk about the remittance loan phenomenon. The serious army is often the group order manager, GOM, the brave soul who collects money from 500 fans to buy albums in bulk from Korea to save on shipping and boost chart numbers. This requires sending massive amounts of cash across the Pacific. Traditional banks charge exorbitant wire transfer fees and offer terrible exchange rates. Woori America Bank specializes in this corridor. Their global remittance services are optimized for the US-Korea channel, offering speed and rates that feel like an insider deal. For the GOM, having a relationship with Woori is like having a diplomatic passport. But the loan aspect is where the Just for Armies narrative truly shines. Woori America offers personal loans that are often utilized by Korean Americans and cultural enthusiasts for family events and travel. The approval process in their branches, often located in K-towns, is a cultural experience. You aren't explaining K-pop to a confused banker in a rural town. You are speaking to someone who likely has dynamite playing in the lobby. There is a tacit understanding. When you need liquidity to fund a 3-week trip to Korea for the Festa celebration, the travel loan or personal line of credit from Woori feels tailor-made for the mission. It is the homecoming loan. Furthermore, we must discuss the aura of legitimacy. In the hierarchy of fandom flexes, pulling out a Woori bank card is the ultimate "I know what I am doing" move. It signals that you are not just a consumer of the music, you are a participant in the culture. During the era when BTS were the official brand ambassadors, holding a Woori passbook was akin to holding a piece of merch. Even now, years later, that association lingers. The bank represents the era of growth, the era when BTS became global icons. By banking there, you are preserving that history. There is also the practical advantage of the expat network. If you actually move to Korea to teach English or study inspired by the boys, having a Woori America account makes opening a Woori bank account in Korea infinitely easier. It is the financial magic shop, trading your fear of the unknown for a secure connection to the country you love. But the deepest reason Woori sits at number 1 is emotional. It represents the breaking of the barrier. All the other banks on this list treat the BTS tour as just another entertainment event, indistinguishable from a football game or a rock concert. Woori America treats it as a connection between two worlds. They are the only bank on this list that operates with one foot in the US and one foot in the land of BTS. They are the bridge. They are the purple ribbon that ties your finances to your passion. In a world where we are constantly trying to get closer to the artists, learning their language, eating their food, understanding their culture, banking with their bank is the final frontier of immersion. It is the financial equivalent of saying, "I am not just a fan, I am family." For offering the logistical keys to the Korean ticketing kingdom, for providing a culturally competent banking environment that welcomes rather than questions your passion, and for carrying the legacy of the most iconic endorsement deal in K-pop history, Woori America Bank is the top one, the crown jewel, and the ultimate financial sanctuary for the BTS army. The vault is open. The tour awaits. And now you know exactly how to pay for it.